Before I get started with this commentary, I have to give a shout out to CB Sports TV for sending me this particular story. Now, you're looking at this picture of this guy, and unless you are a Chicago Cubs fan, you wouldn't know who he is. But this man's name is Joe Ricketts, and he is the owner of the Chicago Cubs. And what you see right here, and I have to give a shout out to whoever created this graphic, because this is extremely brilliant. So you see his picture right here, and under it says the billionaire's inbox. And what you see is a collage of emails that were exposed of him. And these emails had a lot, and I do mean a lot, of racism just flourishing all throughout what people found. I mean, he talked about a plethora of people. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read this article so we can actually get into it. And this article is coming from Yahoo Sports. It says an explosive collection of emails purportedly connected to Joe Ricketts, the patriarch of the family that owns the Chicago Cubs, was published by Splinter on Monday. In the emails, the 77-year-old Ricketts appears to rail against Muslims, promote conspiracy theories about former President Barack Obama, and laugh at jokes which include punchlines about racial slurs and the deaths of people of color. In one such email to a family friend from 2012, in which he mentions he's considering having a book written called Islam, Religion or Cult, Ricketts outright states that he considers Muslims to be his enemy. Christians and Jews can have a mutual respect for each other to create a civil society. As you know, Islam cannot do that. Therefore, we cannot ever let Islam become a large part of our society. Muslims are naturally and he put our in quotation, enemy due to their deep antagonism and bias against non-Muslims. In other emails from 2011 to 2012, Ricketts forwards articles to acquaintances that claim Obama is suppressing a video in which he verbally admits to being a Muslim and that Obama has a secret past as a gay sex worker and drug mule. Ricketts also laments how he believes Obama favors Muslims over other religions in a 2010 email. He says, "My impression is that the president is more sympathetic to Muslims than Christians or Jews. We are a Christian country, and I feel like this is just a continuation of the assault of Christianity in America. My feelings are that I don't like it." In response to a reply from his son Pete Ricketts, the current governor of Nebraska, requesting that he confirm the validity of his forwards through Snopes.com, Ricketts stated he believes Islam is a cult and not a religion, and that is based on kill the infidel, a thing of evil. There were also several emails that considered a short replies to forwards from other sources, some of which are compiled below along with what they are responding to. Good one. A joke about how Iranians, Iraqis, Afghans, Syrians, and Pakistanis won't exist in the future. Very good. Saying a joke about a Mexican family of 6, an Islamic group of welfare cheats, and 6 LA Hispanic gangbangers and ex-cons dying in an apartment fire that didn't kill a white couple because they were at work. Tired of political correct, multicultural, and diversity aspects of our culture. A story about how former Congressman Allen West fired a gun at the crotch of an Iraqi prisoner. It says, note, West actually fired the gun near his head in an interrogation which led to West's retirement from the military. Great laugh. A joke with a punchline revolving around a white man agreeing to not call his black wife the N-word. Wow, I'm sending on. A video title is Barack Obama really a Saudi Muslim plant in the White House? Or I like this, a forward of a speech tied to a disgraced Seinfeld actor Michael Richards about racism against white people in America that ends with "Be proud to be white is not a crime yet, but getting very close." Now, what I just read to you, like that first part, that was the subject line. If you choose to read the article, you'll understand what I mean. You know, in the subject line of an email is basically how he was just masking it so it looked like it was something else other than what it was, you know, just in case he had to cover himself. But as you can see, they got exposed, so he wasn't covered that well. It says Ricketts is the patriarch of the Ricketts family that purchased a 95% stake in the Cubs in 2009. Born and raised in Nebraska, he made his fortune as a co-founder of the brokerage of firm TD Ameritrade, which I believe is, with TD Bank. It says, while Ricketts is not involved in the Cubs operation, his 4 children make up 4 of the 5 members of the team's board of directors, including team chairman Tom Ricketts. Let's see here. Now it has a part where it's talking about how his family responded to it. It says, I deeply regret and apologize for some of the exchanges I had in my email. Sometimes I receive emails that I should have condemned. Other times I said things that don't reflect my value system. I strongly believe that bigoted ideas are wrong. Now notice they said, I apologize for some of the exchanges. They didn't say I apologize for all of them. Is that Tom Ricketts also responded with a statement released to The Athletic, denouncing the statements and noting that his father is not involved in the operations of the club outside of owning a portion of them. It says, we are aware of the racially insensitive emails in my father's account that were later published on an online media outlet. Let me be clear. The language and views expressed in those emails have no place in our society. My father is not involved with the operation of the Chicago Cubs in any way. I am trusted with representing this organization and our fans with a respect for people from all backgrounds. These emails do not reflect the culture we've worked so hard to build at the Chicago Cubs since 2009. Now, naturally his son is going to get on cold, but let's be real here. This stuff's been going on since 2009. They just got exposed recently, after 10 years. And they're dated back to 2012. Who knows what else they found? And this is a lot of emails that they pulled up. Like I said, this is a collage right here of some of them. Now, they are the family who owns the Chicago Cubs. Baseball is a very diverse sport. It has white players, it has black players, but it has a boatload of Hispanic players. And he talked about two of those groups in these emails in bad taste. So, you know, and the son had to come in there and say he's not a part of the operations or whatever, because then if he was still there, then that would have been a big scandal to get him to step down. This reminds me of the whole thing that happened with Donald Sterling a few years ago, you know, because he used to own the Clippers, and then some stuff got leaked out about him, and then he had no other choice but to step down. And then, you know, the same thing happened at Sony. You know, Sony had some stuff in their emails that got leaked out too that pretty much was saying some of the same stuff this guy was saying. I'm telling you, the internet is undefeated. You think you can keep something hidden, but if someone wants to get something on you, they'll find a way to get it. Like, someone has something probably against this guy and his family and said, okay, we're going to expose this guy. Maybe he owes somebody some money. I don't know. And, you know, but to be honest, you'll be surprised, or maybe not, at the stuff that you'll find in a lot of these billionaires' emails. It's a lot of shady stuff. So none of the stuff that I just read to you surprises me in the least bit. Just the old, white, wealthy individual who feels some type of way about other groups of people. That is nothing new. Because then you got old, poor white individuals who be feeling the same exact way. The only difference is they're poor white trash and this guy's just wealthy white trash. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. And I highly doubt anything's going to happen to him or his family.